Shut up and sit down.
Welcome, everybody, to the 3POA podcast, episode 40. I am your host, LaserPants, also known as Ryan. I am joined, as always, by my good buddy and the man behind Action Force, the CEO of Valaverse, Bobby Vala.
Hi.
Oh, is that it? That's what I get? What is...
That's all you get. That's all you get. That's my lackluster intro.
But why?
I'm just trying to shake things up, man. I don't want
Okay.
people to expect the same thing every time they tune in. You know, I got to keep them on their toes.
Fair enough. No Tony tonight.
Good.
But I can still play his theme song, though. Yeah, no, he couldn't make it. He is like nonstop working for like 2 weeks. So he's at work right now.
Working, man.
Yeah. But it's just going to be me and you, which is cool. We haven't done this in a while.
Yep.
I think the last time was on your channel.
Yeah, we haven't. I was thinking we haven't done one of those in a bit. Even though I got a ton of new stuff coming in, we still haven't done one of those. Might have to change that.
Yeah. Everyone, you're gonna have to bear with me because I usually have Tony helping me star some of these chats. Especially because
I'm kind of useless on the channel, so I don't really do any of that kind of stuff.
Right.
Besides, I don't even think I have access to do that.
You don't.
I don't.
But I'm gonna do my best here, and hopefully it's good enough. But yeah, so we decided just look. I just got back in town yesterday, so I did no prep for this show, almost none. I was out of town for a week in California, and I'm going to talk about that. But we just decided to do like a fan Q&A, a listener question and answer, an AMA, ask us anything. We're going to keep it quick and light and keep this show moving. If there's anything you wanted to know, feel free to send us a question. It doesn't have to be a super chat, but if it is, much appreciated. Trouble Turtle says 2.5 POA. Wait a minute. Who's the
0.5?
Who's the 1.5?
Yeah.
What are you trying to say? Damn. Trouble Turtle banned from the channel.
Banned.
Yep.
Get him out.
You're done. All right. Oh, jeez. He could be in the chat, though. Tony. I'm on a 7-day of 13-hour shifts and still have 3 more to go. Okay. That's fine.
Hold on. Should we play it for him?
I wish I had a drop for a smallest violin, but
oh man.
What do I have? Oh, I have this one. There we go. Did you hear that?
That didn't play. Nothing played.
Did you hear your theme song?
I didn't hear mine, and I didn't hear Tony's.
It's not playing?
It's not playing.
What the?
That's why you were like, should we play his theme song? And I laughed, waiting for it, and it didn't. Nothing happened.
What the crap happened? See, I just got a new mic today because my other mic broke.
I think we know who's not the 1.5.
I don't know what's happening. I'm trying to change settings right now, and it says Restart required. Hold on.
Oh.
See if this works.
Sorry, guys. No show tonight.
That didn't work either, huh? I just played. Let me go in here. What are you opening?
Some new figures I got. I know I'm probably being obnoxiously loud and distracting.
Now let's see if it works. Nope, nothing.
Nope.
God, I hear it.
You hear it, but we don't hear it.
Well, I got no drops tonight, guys.
That means we can't play a. What's he likes? What's the soundbite he likes?
Emotional damage.
Emotional damage.
And he just sent a super chat, and I can't play it, and I don't know why. Well, let me see if this will work. And you guys don't know what this is, but let's see. Anything?
Nope.
Oh, jeez. Forget it.
Well, hope you guys enjoyed tuning into the show where we watch Ryan try to fumble around and get sounds to work.
Thank you, Northern Nomad, for the super chat. He says, emotional damage. Thank you, sir. I got more super chats rolling in here, too. Yeah, it's going to be one of those shows. It's not going to be good, I don't think. But I am looking for good questions because we are taking questions. And if I miss one, maybe just ask it again. Hopefully I get to it. Star-Lord wants to know what you're opening.
So I have been on a kick. I know we were probably waiting for this later in the show, but I've been ordering a lot of import stuff lately. Like there's a couple sites that I really like VC Toy Box and 5K Toys. And I've just been on like a kick where I'm buying like 1/12, sort of like kind of like knockoff Mezcos in a way where they're doing, like I just got a black suit Superman, but all soft goods. So it's like kind of like the Mezco version, even though I should be getting the Mezco version later on this summer, maybe. But they had this whole set of Black Hawk Down figures. They don't call it Black Hawk Down, but it's 6 figures. And I got the whole set. And I was literally just watching this movie the other day. And like, this is the Eric Bana character. And it's like, they're all soft goods and stuff. Come with a ton of detail, lots of things. But I get this kind of stuff because I want to like look into like what we can do, to make Action Force better. Like, it's not focusing. Thanks, camera. But it's got, belts and straps and things like that. They do, slings on their rifles. And it's like, I want to see how they do it, to see if there's a way that maybe I can do it for Action Force. I know that this is a $90 figure and Action Forces are $30. So it's a big difference, but I like to stay up on what is out there. It's if you want to be a good designer and you want to, keep up with things and make yourself better, you have to see what else is out there. And then I got like a blank body, just to see like, imports do different types of articulation. I'm not crazy about some of the articulation that they do. I know like McFarlane tries to put in some of that import articulation. I know Savage Crucible was opting to go with some of that import articulation. I still think the standard Legends articulation is the best functioning articulation. It's the most durable and it's the best functioning. Like to pair those two up, whereas like the import stuff, maybe you get like an extra few degrees of range, but you're sacrificing that with more parts, which equal more tolerances, less durability, that sort of stuff. So, it'd be hard to change the current articulation on Action Force because I don't really like some of the import stuff that's out there. I'm certainly not going to go to that single jointed crap that Hasbro's doing. I think that's a total mistake. I see some of the new Star Wars figures that they showed on the 4th, and I'm just like, where's all the articulation? They're starting to almost look like a Super 7 figure. And I'm like, this is bad. Like, this is really bad. That's not cool, but I'm sure we'll get into that. So so that's what I'm opening.
We can totally get into it because I got this Cal Kestis figure while I was in California. and he has nothing in the torso other than a ball joint at the waist.
Yeah, I noticed the Black Series figures started doing that. Now, granted, the Black Series figures, they have more deco. Some of them have soft goods. So that's where they kind of justify removing some of the articulation as opposed to Legends.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still not cool, man. Like, it's still not cool.
Yeah, I mean,
you got to eat some of that cost to have things match across the line.
Right.
And then so see those single elbows, like I get it. He's wearing a rolled up shirt, so it makes the break like a good point to do that. However, just as I was leaving there, the sculpting team on Star Wars, they had a guy, their sculpting manager. I liked him a lot. His name was Tom. Really good guy, but I didn't like that they started like messing with the geometry of the sculpt to have a longer joint that was single jointed, and it's like you'll never get the same range as a double elbow. And it's like I didn't like it because when you turn the arm, then like that joint sticks out the elbow because it's so much longer. Like it's huge. Instead of like a double elbow being like this, you have the single and it's super long, it goes halfway down the forearm.
Right.
So I don't like that. And it's like they kind of infected that into a lot of the other teams. And you see the Indiana Jones figures are the same way. They have single knees, they have single elbows. The Marvel Legends team started doing it. And I'm like, that is not cool. Like, not cool. It's like they begged the Legends team forever to do double elbows on females. And it's like they start doing it, but then they go backwards by then offering single elbows on people with like ruffled costumes and things like that. And it's like, that's not cool, man. Like I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
And, speaking of Black Series, they went to single jointed knees, which I just showed, and he gets it to 90. It's not good.
It's not cool, man. But this is a collector action figure. Like, it almost seems like I kind of see it going towards what I dealt with when I was on Marvel Universe, the 4-inch line. We got to the point where after the first year or two I was on the line, I was using, Bucks from Vonner's time, where he did these amazing double elbow, double knees, like 4-inch figures with this amazing articulation. And then they said, hey, listen, we're getting to a point where these are starting to be too costly. So we're going to raise the price to like $12.99. And we also want you to remove some articulation. And I was like, what? So I literally had to make new bodies. And some of the torsos had no articulation, single elbows. I think some of them had single, or maybe I still had double knees. I think that was like the one thing I got to keep.
No, you did have double knees. Yeah.
Okay. No wrist articulation. I had rockers in the feet, but it was almost like that was a dumbed down version. It was like
it was the depth of the line.
Yeah, and the price went up and the articulation went down. Right. Now it's like we're seeing Legends and Black Series. The price is going up and the articulation is going down. Mm-hmm. It's like, guys, I was there. I saw that happen. Like, there's no more 4-inch line. I'm not saying that. I think Legends is way more popular than that 4-inch line ever was. Yep. So I'm not saying that Legends is going to go away now. I'm just saying that it could be the beginning of the end. Like, this is where that kind of stuff started. When you start doing that, raising prices, lower articulation, no more accessories, like, it's pretty bad, man. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, one thing they did add on Black Series is butterfly joints.
Oh, they did?
But they're pointless because there's nowhere for them to go. Because the sculpt blocks them, unlike almost every figure.
Yeah.
So it's like they should just take that out or make it functional. You have to sacrifice sculpt for butterfly joints, of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
But either make it functional or just give them the double jointed elbows with the bicep swivel.
Sure.
Sure. I'd rather have one or the other.
Yep.
But anyway, so I went to California for a week. Went to a couple theme parks, Universal Studios, Disneyland.
That state didn't fall into the ocean yet?
Not yet, no. But Universal was my first time at the Universal in California.
Okay.
It was pretty cool, man. Like,
Yeah.
I had a great time. I heard a lot of people saying, like, they do this, this backlot tour, right, of the Universal studio, like, where they film movies, right? So they put you on this bus, this tram, and they take you around, they show you movie sets. One of them was the Back to the Future, movie set from, the clock tower. It's still there.
You actually knew what that was?
I knew what it was, and even though it was redressed, right? Because
I'm just messing with you like a Ghostbusters thing.
Oh, okay. But they have to redress them, so because
Yeah.
otherwise it's going to be like the clock towers and all these different movies and stuff.
Sure.
I think the first time they used that set was in the Twilight Zone, the original one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's in I forget which episode, but it is in that, and I think they also used it in Gremlins. But seeing that was really cool. And then they take you on this set they used for I don't know. It was a bunch of stuff. Like the Munsters house is still there. This whole neighborhood is there.
Wow.
That they reuse for movie sets. But that was really cool. And then of course Mario Land is there now.
Oh.
Which I was really looking forward to that. And it was fine. When you first walk in, and I actually uploaded a short to the channel. So on the 3POA channel, I have a short of walking into the Mario Land. So you go through a green pipe, just like in the game.
Oh, you do? That's cool.
And it makes the sound effect. And you walk out the other side, and you're in Mario Land. And it's got, the thwomps and the piranha plants and Goombas and the question mark blocks and the bricks and all that. And it's really cool. However, there's one ride. Like most of it is like you're running around the land, and you're punching blocks to gain points, and you do it all through an app, and you have a wristband where it keeps track of your coins and the power-ups you collect.
Okay.
The one ride is Mario Kart. Brand new, right? Like this place hasn't even been open for a year yet, I don't think. Well, actually, I think it opened this year. I was a bit let down by that ride. I don't know, man. It wasn't that exciting. It was kind of slow, and they use augmented reality goggles.
Okay.
So you're seeing stuff on your goggles, like you're seeing other racers like Bowser and the Koopa Kids and all that, and you're shooting shells at them, and that's fine, but you can tell you're not moving fast. You're just like in this cart with 4 other people, right? It's like this box, and you're going through the level, and it just seemed kind of slow, and it seemed like it's really focused on young kids, which they should have made it more exciting for adults, because we've all been playing Mario since. Yeah, I mean, Mario came out when I was 4 years old.
Yep.
Or 4 or 5. A little let down, but I mean, my kid, of course, he loved it. But yeah, there was just one ride. I'm hoping they expand it and add some more stuff. But still, Universal, it definitely gives Disney a run for their money.
Really?
Yeah, like just the experience. It's much smaller. I think because I have a pedometer on my phone. At Universal, I think I averaged about 12,000 steps a day while we were there. And Disneyland was like 23,000 steps.
Wow.
It's like 11 miles.
Damn.
Yeah. Crazy. Yeah. So, I mean, you leave Disneyland, I was exhausted. Universal, not so much. But Universal also, you go to all the vendors around the park and they got beer. You just get alcohol. Disneyland, you can't do that unless you go to Galaxy's Edge. You can get beer there. Or California.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, they have like Star Wars themed cocktails and Star Wars themed beers at the cantina in Star Wars Land. Which, man, that Rise of the Resistance ride, it's all sequel trilogy themed, but that ride is amazing.
Yeah?
It's so good. It's better than the Falcon ride. The Falcon ride to me seems just kind of like an arcade game, like one of those ones that you sit in.
Yeah.
It's still really cool. It's still a lot of fun, but the Rise of the Resistance ride is it's next level, man. You walk out of this spaceship after you go flying in a spaceship, right? And it feels like you're in a ship because the whole thing moves and everyone's standing in there, and all the windows are screens that are showing outer space, so you see X-Wings and TIE fighters. And then Star Destroyer throws a tractor beam on your ship and pulls you into the bay. and the door opens, and you're in a freaking Star Destroyer bay, just like when like Darth Vader came out of the shuttle. And the dude, he's like, Darth Vader, this is an unexpected pleasure. We honor by your presence, right? It looks just like that, except it's like the new stormtroopers and stuff. But it's awesome. And then like you're going through like the Star Destroyers trying to escape, like you're in this cart thing. You're trying to escape, from the First Order, and Kylo Ren is there, and you see his lightsaber coming through the wall, cutting through the wall. I don't like the sequels at all. I hate them. I hate them a lot. Like, if I had a gun and they were a person, I'd shoot them in Minecraft.
I like your style.
But man, the ride it's cool. It's definitely worth it. Also, there's a shop there, and we're going to get to fan questions. I just got to get through this. They got a shop there called Doc Ondors, and they sell like collectibles. But the shop is like you're in universe. Okay, so you go in the shop, and there's like this this hammerhead dude that's running the shop, and you go in, and they have stuff for sale that like as if you would buy it if you were actually in Star Wars. Well, they have a whole case full of lightsabers, and I've been wanting this one for a few years. Last time we went, I got Luke's / Anakin's saber here, which is the, built on the Graflex flash handle. This time I was like, I need Luke's Jedi Knight lightsaber.
Of course you
and
did.
So I got this one.
Nice.
And it's really nice. And it takes a blade, but you have to take this piece of the hilt off. And I have the other piece somewhere. But you put another one of these, which is not like thin there. The whole thing is just fat. So that the blade,
so it's like the Hasbro one.
The Hasbro one, the blade doesn't come out.
Yeah, but it's fat. The Force Effects lightsaber's fat.
Yes, it's like the Force. Yeah. It looks like that, right?
Which I guess is okay. It just sucks like that. You can't get an accurate hilt with a blade in it. However, that one company that sent Tony the lightsaber, which I think he said I can have his Luke saber, that one is thin with the blade in it.
That's like a custom fan made one.
Well, it's like the kind of third party site. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do that, and I would like maybe to get one of those one day. But for now, I got this, and I just wanted the hilt. I didn't even buy the blade. I have a blade, right? And like, I have the blade here. You can put the blade in like this, and whatever lightsaber you put it in, whether this one or that one, it's the correct color.
Oh, okay.
So this one, it looks white, but it's blue.
Yeah, I can see it's blue. Yeah.
If I put it in the other one, it's green. So the fact that I have one blade, I don't need extras because I'm going to display these without the blades.
Yeah. Now, what do they run? How much do they get you for those? I'm sure it's a pretty penny. It's friggin' Disney.
Now this is aluminum, right? It's like it's nice. $183 total after tax. If I wanted the blade, it would have been like $250.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I guess it's the same as the Black Series Force Effects, but still, it hurt when I swiped the credit card for this one.
Oh, I'm sure.
But it's Luke, original trilogy. I really wanted it, and I don't go to Disneyland that often, so.
Yeah, I mean, nothing beats Luke's Jedi saber. I mean, to me, it's like my favorite Luke is Bespin Luke because Empire is my favorite, and that fight on Bespin is the best. But there was something about Luke's Jedi saber that makes it like perfect. What sucked for me was when Episode 1 came out. Like Qui-Gon is my favorite Jedi. However, he has the worst looking saber. Now, granted, it's green. My favorite color is green. I think green sabers are the best. But his hilt, when it came out and I saw it, I was like, wow, it looks like somebody phoned that one in. And it's like, I was in high school at the time. I was like, well, that sucks. It's just stupid looking. It's got this big red button on it.
The big red buttons ruined it, man.
I'm like, dude, that saber sucks.
Like
they made the original trilogy sabers based on real world stuff. They found the Flash that they found stuff and created this stuff. Sequel trilogy or the prequels, we'll design our own. No, you should have went to junkyards and found real stuff so that things looked like better. You know, you just, we'll design a new saber. Yeah, you took the best Jedi and gave him the stupidest looking saber. Man,
it would have been cool if George, instead of, I think he wanted to make everything look like sleek and modern in that movie, right?
Yeah, that was stupid.
It would have been cool if he thought outside the box a little bit and made it look like a katana hilt,
or that,
something like that.
Yeah,
and not with the not with the big red button. Never liked that.
Red button. Stupid.
And Obi-Wan's look the same.
Yeah,
in that movie. All right.
Yeah.
So that was my week. I went to Frank and Son. I actually didn't buy anything for myself there, believe it or not.
You went to that big ass toy show and you didn't buy anything?
Not for me. I found something for Ninja, something he was looking for. It's the Sauron Build-A-Figure.
Oh, cool.
And then my kid, he went on this trip with way too much money. Like, he went and saw Nana the night before we left.
Oh.
And her and my dad slid him, the big bills. So he bought like a Nintendo 3DS at Frank and Son. He got a bunch of toys. We went and visited Andrew Yen at Toyco in Chino, California. I just decided to show up, walked in the door. He's like, "Oh, hey," and he's kind of looking at me weird. I'm like, "I'm Ryan." He's like, "Oh my God." And then he recognized me. And because I've been buying stuff from him for years on his Facebook group, the Toyco pre-order group. And my kid bought like this nice Ban Presto One Piece statue from him. Like, I don't know anything about anime or One Piece, but it's an awesome statue that he got. And then I bought, I actually picked up one of my pre-orders that was there. So I got my Storm. He was actually wrapping it in bubble wrap to ship to me when I got there.
Oh, cool.
So he let me take it. And then while I was there, he also gave me a great deal on the Henry Cavill black suit Superman.
Whoa, which one is that?
It's the Mafex.
Wait, Mafex did one?
Yeah, you got it.
No, I don't.
You sent me pictures of it that you got it.
No, that's the import one that I have.
This is an import.
No, but like I have the one with the soft goods clothes.
Oh, you didn't get the Mafex one?
I didn't know Mafex did one.
Yeah, toyco.com. I bet he still has them in stock.
Shit, man.
Yeah, it's nice. And then I get back today. This showed up.
Oh, you got yours?
Mezco Destro, haven't opened
them yet. Showing up.
Yeah, so I got a pile of figures here that I haven't opened yet.
What is it? Toyco.com?
Yeah, Toyco. I think it's toyco.com. If you just search Toyco, one word, Toyco, he should have it. Unless he sold out.
That would suck. Can't believe I didn't know that Mafex did one.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't pre-order that one because I'm like, well, I got the Mezco box set pre-ordered with Superman and Batman and Flash.
Oh, yeah, he's right there.
Right.
Wait a minute. Did I buy this one? It is on pre-order. I got to check my pre-orders. Maybe I did buy this one.
Well, it came out a while ago, so if
it came out a while ago, I don't have it then.
I thought, man, I could have sworn you had
this one. What a jerk I am. Damn
it.
So does that mean like Mezco did like the blue and red Superman also?
They did.
Now I gotta get all these.
No, dude, the blue and red Superman from Mezco, it hasn't aged well.
Really?
Nah, I don't think so. I think the head sculpt is nasty.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not good. I would pass on that one and just have the black suit.
Okay.
Hopefully they improve that one. I think they will.
It's like I gotta get all these Mafex figures that I didn't know that I didn't have.
Yeah. All right. So while you are buying that, we got a ton of questions here, a lot of super chats that I want to get to. I feel like there was something else I should have mentioned. Oh, Renato. Thank you, Renato. He found me Fei Long. I don't know if I talked about this before.
Oh, you got him?
Yeah. Nice. Fei Long from Jada Toys, Street Fighter 2. Amazing figure.
Yeah. Better than Ryu. Is it better than Ryu?
I think it is.
Wow.
I think I like it better. A lot of it comes down to the gi and the fact that without the gi, he gets a lot more range.
Gotcha.
You know? Like, I mean, look at this. Maybe I did show this, but look at that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great job, Jada.
Jada's killing it with these. And
shoot, man. People say we're never positive about things. Let me tell you something. Jada Toys is crushing it. And it's like, listen, I think I said it on one of our last shows that like I was never really familiar with Jada. I just knew them as doing like die cast, toys like cars and stuff. But it's like, dude, they're getting into action figures now. Game changer.
Renato Filong is definitely better than Ryu. I think so. Yeah, I think this is my favorite of the two. And then Timothy Ward. I can kick that high.
Man, this is going to be an expensive website visit.
5 inches high.
Damn it.
Hey, if you pre-order from him in the Toyco pre-order group, Facebook group,
I should get in on that. Because I usually order all my Mayfex stuff from Hobby Link Japan.
So it probably works out to be the same price, after shipping.
Okay.
Because Andrew does a flat rate, tax, shipping, all that included. So like a Mayfex would be like $100 shipped. Whereas if you get on a Hobby Link, it might be $80 plus shipping, whatever that is.
Yeah.
And then if they want to charge sales tax.
Team USA, Michael Jordan. Oh, this is gonna be bad. This is gonna be like a $500-600 purchase right here.
They're not gonna do the whole Team USA though. So that's why I passed on the Jordan.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah.
I have the regular version and he's the best version.
Right.
But it's like I can get all the Hush figures I'm missing. Like I don't have Joker or Huntress.
Oh, you gotta get those. I got Huntress. She's awesome.
Is she? Oh, he doesn't have Catwoman on the site. Damn.
You gotta catch up, man.
I know. Slacking. See,
right.
This is why like I'm kind of a bad collector because I stick to vintage because vintage is like I can just go on eBay and find what I'm looking for or go in Facebook groups.
Yep.
When it comes to like modern stuff, I don't like keep up enough like I should. Man, that Psylocke figure looks awesome. Shit.
Psylocke is okay.
She's okay. Not worth it.
She's better than the Legends.
Okay.
That's not saying much because that Legends is the old body. Face didn't look right, but
man, the Infinity War Stealth Suit Cap. Dangerous. I can tell you what I'm not buying, and that's the LeBron James figure.
Oh, I got that one.
Do you really?
I do.
Why?
I don't hate him the way you
do. Did you just want someone who wasn't as good as Jordan? Like you just so that you could put him next to Jordan so you knew that Jordan was the best?
Well, I mean, Jordan is the best, no doubt. I mean, there's no question. But I was kind of hoping they do, more NBA players. I was hoping they go back and do guys from the 90s, like my Gary Payton, right?
I got you.
My Sean Kemp. But that will probably never happen. Sean Kemp will probably absolutely never happen. Anyway, we're doing a fan Q&A tonight. Tons of questions so far, including super chats, guys. I have not forgot about you, so let's get to that. Curb Stomp Film says, Bobby, if the vehicle... by the way, all these questions are for you. No one asked me anything.
Guys, come on, ask Ryan something.
I have nothing interesting to share because I don't make action figures for a living. Okay. Curb Stomp Films, he couldn't stay, but he said, Bobby, if the vehicle is for Action Force, what are the bad guys going to use? Or will we get 2 paint schemes? Also, aerial vehicles?
Okay, so the Vanguard, based on the Rezvani tank, is an Action Force team vehicle. I had my buddy Jordan here the other day, and we were talking about it, and he's like, oh, you should do, like a black and red version for the Garrison. I'm like, but that's not their vehicle. Like, that's not theirs. Now, granted, it's like, you could think of it as like a Humvee where good guys and bad guys can also use like a Humvee, but I don't want to think of it like that. Like, and also like in the Real American Hero line, you had the Vamp, but then you had the Cobra Vamp with the missiles on it. So I could if I wanted to. I'm not saying I won't. I'm just saying that I'm probably not going to. The next thing after the Vanguard which this, this isn't like, I guess this is insider knowledge here, but I'm going to be doing a aerial vehicle for the Swarm Trooper.
Oh God,
Yeah.
I have an idea for that, and
that's the next one.
I have an idea for the Swarm
yeah.
vehicle. Well, I didn't know you were going to do one until just now.
You know what sucks is there's in the new Dune movie, which I've never seen the original. I have no desire to see the original. However, I love the remake. I think it's amazing. And I watched the new trailer and I got chills. In that movie, they have these dragonfly vehicles where the wings kind of come out the side and start vibrating and they hover and stuff. And I remember watching that movie. I'm like, damn, man, that's a Swarm vehicle right there. So it's like, I don't want to do something like that because that's what they did, but it was like so perfect. And it's like, that's what I would want to do for the Swarm, but I want to do some sort of aerial vehicle for the Swarm Trooper. So that's going to be next on the list after the Vanguard. But guys, I can tell you right now, I'm going to have a Vanguard on hand at Joe Fest, aka Valicon. And also I might be dropping some price news at Valicon during the panel. Guys, and you see a smile on my face. So if I'm dropping some price news, then I'm probably happy where it's at. So I might be breaking the internet that weekend at Joe Fest.
Don't give too much away.
I want to get people excited to come to the show.
Okay. All right. Now this is from Steven Hansen in the 3POA group. He asked before the show because he couldn't be here. Bobby, why do most action figures have recesses on the bottom of their feet?
That is a good question. I want to say that I asked that back in the day when I was at Hasbro, and I can't remember the answer. Now I know, like, I don't have them on Action Force figures. A lot of it. Oh, that's what it has to do. So they print the legal lines and stuff like that on the bottom of the foot. So I think they do the recess so that it doesn't rub off. It has it so that when you're standing the figure and that sort of thing, it doesn't come off. I'm pretty sure that's why it's there. But stuff like mine, like when you deal with big companies like Hasbro and things like that, the legal lines kind of have to be somewhere. Usually they, G.I. Joes back in the day, they put them on the ass. Star Wars figures, they put them on the leg. You still see on Legends, they'll print the what's it called on the leg. It's like a white code they'll print on the leg. And that's not cool. I don't like it. So what I do is like I print them on. Do I have an Action Force stand? Yeah, I have yeah. So like I'll print them on the back of the stand. The stand comes with the figure, so the legal lines are there. So it's kind of in with it. But other than that, they kind of sneak them on the feet, and that's not cool because then you lose the treads on the bottom of the feet.
Yep. All right. Samuel Edwards asks, hope everyone is having a good day. Bobby, can we get suppressors, please, sir, that are removable?
That are removable? You might be seeing one in series. So I was going to make this announcement at Joe Fest, which I still will do. Because I was working on the fall items, the fall items that are coming out this fall, which it's a huge lineup. Like, and I'm going to show the whole lineup at Valicon. And I started looking at it. Now, originally it was planned as Special Deployment Series 4. But Special Deployment Series were always a reissue series with a mix of a few new items. And I realized that this new Special Deployment 4 series did not have any reissues. So I was like, well, it can't be a Special Deployment series. There's no reissues. It's all new items. So what I decided to do was all the Series 4 stuff that I showed during Vala Fair with like Atlas and Buddha, Sidewinder, that stuff is all going to be Series 5. Now, this new series in the fall is no longer a Special Deployment series. It will be Action Force Series 4. So because it's all new items and it's so many items. So that's what I'm going to do. So from now, I know in the past I talked about Series 4. This is now going to be Series 4. I'll explain it again at the panel at Joe Fest. There's going to be a lot of other new news kind of surrounding Series 4 that I'll be showing at ValaCon at the panel. So just get ready for that. But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at. I forgot what the question was. Oh, suppressors. So
Suppressors.
in Series 5, one of the characters does have a removable suppressor.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Our first super chat of the night. Canuck, thank you. I feel bad for not super chatting lately. Glad Jeremy is here in chat to spice things up. Too bad Tony is not here tonight. Thank God Bobby is here to keep laser diapers in check. Hope Scuba Pete comes. Why do you want Scuba Pete to come? Are you trying to make Scuba Pete come? That's kind of weird.
Yeah,
thank you, Canuck. M Vargo 97. So between new SDS Series 3 items, Joe Fest, and PowerCon, how much of my money will be going to Valaverse this summer?
I mean, listen, there's 6 items for SDS 3, which is coming this month, and we'll have at Joe Fest. We'll also put them up for sale on the site before we leave for Joe Fest. One of those items is the action point item. Then we have the continuation of Series 3, which is coming in July, and that is, I think, 17 items. So it's a lot.
Wow.
And then the fall items, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I think 14 items in the fall for Series 4. So it's like there's a lot to buy throughout the rest of the year. And then, next year we got Series 5, Series 6. The Vanguard will be out. So it's gonna be a lot. Save your money.
Yep. Cool. Thank you, Michael. We got one from Justin Harden, a super chat. Thank you, Justin. Hardinson, sorry. Any plans for more Sergeant Slaughter in the future, such as a gear pack? A screaming head would be cool, or is his deal up? Thanks. This line rocks.
I don't know. I think, Sarge was obviously a great addition to the line, and he helped kind of propel Valaverse and Action Force into mainstream by adding him to the line. And if you read the comics and his story, he came in as this retired vet. He kind of helped foster bringing the Action Force team together, but then there's other leadership that takes over, and Sarge really doesn't have a future going forward in the Action Force line. He's still around, but he's not part of the team. He's not there for the missions and things like that. But I mean, if there's something that we think could work for Sarge again, it'd be great to maybe do something with him. But we got some great offerings from him in the series, and it was great having his character in there. But as of right now, we don't have plans for any future Sarge stuff, but that doesn't mean that we're not going to have more Sarge stuff in the future.
Okay. Thank you, Justin. We got one from our buddy Sal Vader. Thank you, sir. He says, first, Mario broke $1 billion at the box office. Yes, it did. That movie's huge for Universal. Second, y'all want some of my toys? I think I just bought a couple from you like an hour ago. And 3, Bobby, why come no vroom vroom? And 4th, why my pee-pee small? I can answer that. Bad genetics. You got dealt a bad hand, Sal. Sorry. You must be Irish. I'm kidding. Shout out to Ninja Knight.
Sal, vroom vroom coming.
Vroom vroom on the way. Okay, got it. All right. Sal, thank you as always, my friend. Okay, Jeremy J. Thank you for the super chat. Bobby. Not a question. Thank you for the super chat, man.
Someone's got to put that on a shirt.
That'd be a good shirt.
That would.
Duarte Studios. Hey, Bobby, ever consider engineering your vehicles so they can be converted to RC later?
No. I mean, you got to remember in the collector kind of space, I think a lot of people use vehicles for photography, setup, shelves, that sort of thing. I just don't think RC is really where some of us collectors are at. So it's not something I want to get into. I don't know anything about RC, so it would just be foreign territory for me. I don't think that that's a big enough market in the collector space to add that extra addition in for the cost. So, I know there's RC fans out there. I'm sure when people bought that RC Batmobile is for that reason, but a lot of people probably bought it like collectors for photography and things like that. So I just don't think that RC is a fit for collector stuff at this point.
All right. Brian Dillingham wants to know when you're going to announce your new action figure line.
I will be talking a little bit about that at ValaCon.
Okay. Tony Robles, thank you for the super chat. Bobby, please tell me the red stand is the same color for the Praetorian shields. Can't wait for ValaCon to see more goodies.
You mean that red stand?
That's what he means.
Yeah, awesome translucent stand. Ooh, that's pretty, ain't it? That's pretty. It has nothing to do with the Praetorian.
Oh, okay.
Keep guessing. That's what I love. I love messing with everyone. It's my favorite part of social media. It's not just like showing something. It's like a tease and then watching people just guess and then like, no, that's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong. And like because like there's no way like ever. I'm confident 100% that no one would ever guess what that stand is for. There's no way. So you'll see at Joe Fest. I will show that PowerCon exclusive item at Joe Fest.
Joe Fest is going to be wild, man. It's
wild.
So much stuff. Okay. Thank you, Tony Robles. Tony Horton. Bobby, what is the hardest thing you had to overcome to achieve your goal in the toy business?
Hardest thing. I mean, getting laid off sucked, but I was confident in my experience and my skill. So I got work right away with other toy companies and then, starting this. So that never worried me. Like I was never worried like, oh, how am I going to pay my mortgage? I never worried about that. Like I was always confident that I would find some way to get a job to work. I think the biggest thing to overcome was probably the pandemic delay. That sucked a lot because here it is. It was the first line on my own that I came out with for the company, Action Force's debut series, successful Kickstarter, and I get everything ready. Everything was turned over to the factory, and literally right after that, COVID was like, screw your plans. So I think just that like year and a half of getting through it and finding ways to keep the line relevant. Also, like, having the pre-orders, like having continual sales come in for like, having the line continue to make money allowed me to put Series 2 into production before Series 1 came out so that, there wasn't a long wait, and it allowed me to keep doing the comics and things like that to keep, eyes on the brand while people were waiting. Otherwise, you're just kind of sitting there waiting. And I think that's the key to, doing a successful IP. Whereas, I've seen a lot of these Kickstarters happen, and then the Kickstarter happens, and then they just kind of wait and they wait, maybe tease a few things here and there. But I was like a hooker on the corner, man. I was pimping Action Force. Like I was running that brand like it had been around for 10 years. And that's what you have to do to do a successful IP. But it's the delays were the hardest part, dealing with that. And then, we got some hiccups along the way, but none of it was like life altering. It's like I knew we would get there, but it's that was probably the hardest thing. Stupid COVID.
Right. That sucked. Thank you, Tony Horton. Point Break Kiedis. Remember that? Anthony Kiedis was in Point Break. He's one of the...
Oh, that's right. He was.
One of the beach gangsters. Yeah. He says, hey, Ryan, what kind of lights do you use for your details? Those lights I bought from thelukelight.com. They're specifically made for details. 6,000 K white LED strips. But they're cut and wired specifically for details. Duarte Studios Hey, Bobby, ever consider?
You just read this one.
Oh, sorry,
see one.
I forgot to unstart it.
By the way, I just dropped $400 on Toyco. So thanks, Ryan. Thanks. Appreciate that.
Andrew, I should get a commission. Tyler Lalonde. The Valaverse, can we spoil Action Force Broken Alliance? In quotes, she's here.
Huh? Oh, shit. Yeah. No.
Okay.
No.
Fair enough. I haven't finished it yet. I'm horrible at reading. Troubled Turtle, Bobby and Ryan, are you both still traumatized by the 89 Mezco Batman? No. I actually like the figure.
I do too. Mine's posed out on my desk. It'll never move. Like I'm never gonna switch anything out. Like, granted, I never switch out my Mezco stuff anyway. One, I don't have the time. Like, I wish I had time to, like, each week, like, go through my collection and, like, swap things out and make a different pose, that sort of thing. I'll get a figure, I'll set it up, I'll put it on a shelf, it'll stay there forever. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
I'm still bummed about it. I'm still like, fuck, man. Now recently I saw a lot of people posting pictures of when they did the alien with the seamless body, right? Mezco did? Yeah. And people have been showing pictures of that cracking and breaking. And I'm like, Yep. Just a matter of time.
And
seamless bodies are stupid.
I've already seen pictures of that with 89 Batman.
Really?
Yeah. I'm hoping it's just because they use some kind of chemicals on it. And that's why the rubber broke down so fast, or they're posing it too hard. But yeah, awesome. I mean, man, he looks great in that detail with Christopher Reeve.
He does look awesome.
Looks good. Stuart, question for Bobby. Any update in getting a new UK distributor?
Yes. So while this hasn't been finalized yet, we are talking with Kapow again to have them start carrying Action Force again. So we're finalizing some of those details now. Now that we lost Toys R Us, and it seems like a lot of the other smaller toy shops can't handle the import charges. So Kapow and us started having conversations again, and I think we'll be able to work out another situation where they'll carry our products. So excited for that.
Cool. Ninja Knight, question for Bobby. In your opinion, how do you think the Star Wars team survived 2 failed HasLabs and then managed to fail forward into the Indiana Jones line?
It's just the way it is, man. I mean, it's like, the weird thing is at Hasbro, it's like you almost get rewarded for failing. That's kind of like always how it was. It was like, I told the story about the woman who was crapping all over G.I. Joe because she got burned when she was a marketer on G.I. Joe in 2008. And it's like, look, she got all the way to like senior VP, and she failed with that line. But it's like it's a new like regime where like they don't want collectors on, and you guys see on the live streams, it's like, some of the people on the Joe team and the people on the Indiana Jones team and the people on the Star Wars team, you look at those, we know our own, we know that they're not collectors. So they'll say they're fans of the line, but yeah, anyone who comes on a brand, you're going to be a fan of the line. That's your job. But none of them are real fans, real collectors, that sort of thing. So, because it's like they don't really care what those people's passions are and things like that, it's like they'll just move people from one to another. It's just like, again, I told a story about that one guy who, leaked info about, when he went to Lucasfilm to go read the script. And look at that motherfucker. He's a director on Marvel right now. So it's just like, Marvel. Wait a second. It's like, wait a second, that guy is getting celebrated. Like, so it's like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if for all these failures, they're just going to put you somewhere else. So yeah, they'll survive. I mean, they'll keep surviving doing what they're doing. I mean, at the end of the day, Star Wars stuff sells. I mean, it's not selling as well as it used to, but it's still Star Wars, still Marvel. It stuff still sells. Yeah, it's it's probably definitely wasn't good for them, but also like the Hasbro like landscape was if you did something wrong, you never really got yelled at. It's like like in school, if you did something wrong, you got yelled at. It's like I've had jobs where my alarm didn't go off. I came in late. My boss yelled at me. Like those days are gone. Like you screw up at a Hasbro, it's like, no one's really mad. No one's getting chewed out. It's
protect
such
your feelings.
It's such a weak, like climate over there. It's like you need to hold people accountable. Someone messes up, you chew them out. You gotta chew them out. But yeah, people and their feelings, you get chewed out. It's like, I need a mental health day. I got yelled. My boss yelled at me. I need to go home. I need to sit in my nap pod. And I got to put it all over social media that my boss yelled at me because I need false sense of security for all my friends to come and put comments in my Facebook that says, I'm so sorry you got yelled at. I can't believe your boss would yell at you. It's so wrong. See how ridiculous it sounds? That's people today. That is people today.
It is.
Snowflakes. 100% snowflakes.
It is, man.
It's okay to be yelled at. It's okay to be yelled at. And like you get yelled at, you say, all right, cool. I know what I did wrong. All right, well, I'm not going to do that again. I got yelled at. You don't have to like get upset and like go home. I need a mental health day. No, man.
It's called shame.
Just do your
should
job.
Be shamed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ninja Knight. Brian Dillingham says, Ryan, I could have sworn I saw you at Universal. Shout out White Potato, but I don't think you heard me. I did not hear you. But you could have messaged me. We could have had a beer next time. Articulated Chad with the super chat. Thank you, Chad. I have no question. Just showing some love to everyone with a super Chad. Ryan, I'll see you tomorrow. Yes, I'll be on his channel tomorrow with Jeremy for his Road to Joe Fest series.
Nice.
I forget what time, though. I think it's like 6 o'clock my time, 9 o'clock his time. I think. I have the message. I shared it on Instagram, so it's out there. Thank you, Chad. Jeff McElway, thank you, sir. Jeff McElwee, thank you, sir. Ryan, have you seen The Crow yet? No. Well, yeah, no, I saw The Crow like 20 years ago. I didn't like it. Also, enjoy a beer flavored Slurpee, Bobby. Yeah. Should I revisit The Crow? Because everyone gives me a hard time for saying it sucked.
No, put it this way. If you didn't like it then, you're not going to like it now.
I mean, 20 years ago, it was already like 10 years old. So I didn't see it when it was new. I mean,
I think I saw it in a theater. So it's like, I remember that movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that movie, from day one. But I just think like, it's kind of like what I said about Dune. Like, I have no desire to see the original Dune. It's also like, I tried watching Blade Runner. I wanted no part of that movie. And I tried watching that movie about 3 years ago for the first time. Whereas I'm older and, it's like my tastes are different, but it's like I'm, you're more mature so you can understand a story. I still wanted no part of that movie. I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of comments. People like, how dare you say that about Blade Runner? It's an amazing classic. Yeah, not for me.
I will say that it took me a long time to enjoy Blade Runner. In fact, I didn't make it all the way through until I was in my early 30s. But by that time, I actually liked it, and I still like it. And I didn't hate the sequel either. So
see, even the sequel I tried watching 3 times. I tried to give it a chance. No thanks.
Yeah, it's slow, man. It's very slow.
Yeah, and I don't. So I don't think you'll watch The Crow and have a totally different mindset. I'm trying to think of an old movie that I didn't like previously, but like now. I just don't think you go that way. It's either you can love a movie like I loved 89 Batman, was so important to me in my childhood and growing up. I watch 89 Batman now and I'm like, it does not really hold up. It doesn't hold up the way 1990 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles does. I'm going to get blasted for that comment also, but 89 Batman, you go back and watch 89 Batman, it's campy, it's kind of cheesy, like there's some bad stuff in there.
I watched it with my kid. I watched 89 Batman with my kid, back when we did a show about it. We did like the summer of '89 Batman, right? Like it was one of our first 3 POA shows, and we both liked it. Like he liked it.
Mhm.
Like we were watching it. My wife she wasn't here. She came home, and my kids started telling her all about it, about '89 Batman. I think it holds up okay. It's definitely campy by today's standards, right? It's
Yeah.
not like super grounded like the Nolan films or the
Yep.
the Matt Reeves film, but
Yeah, the Batman.
yeah, I still like it.
And for
And
me, the modern movies, like if the modern movies never came out, I probably still love '89 Batman. It's just when you come out with something that overwrites the program and you have a new OS, you're
Yeah.
updating things. It's like, to me, that's why things like they get better.
yeah,
There hasn't been a Turtles that was better than what the '90 version gave me. But for Batman, there have been better versions than what that '89 Batman was. So that's why, to me, it just overwrites it. Now Crow, I mean, yeah, I don't think you're gonna dig it. If you didn't dig it then, you won't dig it now.
I will try to give it another shot. Maybe. I still haven't watched Ghostbusters.
See, I even wonder about Ghostbusters. Like I think that Ghostbusters is too old of a movie for you to watch now and be able to build the same feelings that those of us who watched it in the 80s did. I just, and I think you're going to have a different mentality about it. And I just don't think you're going to dig it all that much.
I mean, I do like Bill Murray though. And even Dan Aykroyd. I think they're funny.
Yeah.
I've seen all their movies except for that one, for oddly anyway. Marcus Dana, thank you for the super chat. What's it like living in Seattle these days? During the summer of love, did you hang out in the Chaz? No, I haven't been downtown Seattle at least since 2020. I won't go down there. It sucks. It's gross. No. I don't live in the Seattle city limits. Downtown is like 20 minutes from my house, but yeah, I don't go down there. Thank you, Marcus. Not Top Goon. Hey, Bobby, any updates on the movie you can talk about?
So, I mean, I'll talk about this at the panel at Joe Fest also. So we've been signing talent. Now, the thing with the movie is, and Scott, the director, our producer, they get a little frustrated with me because I work very fast. I work very fast, very efficient. So it's like, I'm going and I'm going, nothing's getting in my way. You slow me down, I'm pushing you to the side. It's not really the way Hollywood works. So it's like things get delayed in Hollywood, and it's like we had some rewrites on the script, and it's like that took longer than to write the script, and I was pissed off about that. And they're just like, this is the way it happens. Like, this is this industry. And I'm like, well, this is bullshit. The industry should work differently. Like, you guys can get so much more done if you work differently. And they're just like, yeah, we're not going to start filming now or hit this deadline or stuff like that because we're still working on XYZ. And I'm just like, well, why haven't we hit XYZ? Like, come on, like, what's going on here? And I'm like pressuring them. And they're just like, stop. This is not the toy industry. This is movies. Things don't work at the same speed. And it's taken me a while to kind of understand that. I don't like it. So I've kind of not taken a step back from the movie, but I try not to really think about it too much until they come to me and said, hey, we signed so-and-so, or we're having a meeting with so-and-so to talk about this. Other than that, I don't call them. I don't ask questions. I wait for them to feed me info, because if I get too caught up with it, I'm going to be like, what is going on? Let's get this done now. So that's where we're at with it. I will have updates on the movie to share, but it's a process like anything. I mean, I think Todd McFarlane's been trying to work on a Spawn movie for like 20 years. That's not going to happen here, but it's just one of those things where it takes longer than I would like. So I'm at their mercy.
I mean, look, they were trying to do a Superman movie for 20 years after Superman 4, and it took until 2006, literally 20 years later, for one to come out. So movies take, it's a different beast. Thank you, Not Top Goon. We got one for Sal Sandoval. Bobby, can we get fingerless gloves on an accessory pack?
I think I'm gonna have fingerless gloved hands in Series 5.
Okay. We have a lot of questions here. We should we should probably answer them quicker than we are.
Okay. Lightning round.
Man of Action. Thank you, sir. Keep up the great work. I will try. He doesn't collect 6-inch figures, but he wants to know, is there any way to get some 3-inch figures of your characters in Action Force?
No, sir. We're just doing a vintage Tony figure, but that's kind of like a one-off. Strictly a 6-inch line.
All right. Shockwave with the super chat. Thank you, sir. He says, my family and I are going to Disneyland this June. I just made my appointment to build my own saber, and I'm probably going to build a droid too. If I told you how much this trip was costing us, ouch. Trust me, I know. I was just there.
You got to make an appointment to go build a saber?
Yeah, you have to schedule a time.
It's crazy.
I did that a couple of years ago, and it was expensive. God, this past week was very expensive. Let's see here. Thank you, Shockwave, for the super chat. A world made of cardboard. Thank you, sir. Have you seen the poster of Rey holding her lightsaber? There's a big Phillips head screw in plain sight. Yeah, I remember seeing that. Yeah. That's horrible. It's just the amount. It's just that's a whole show. Right? I could rant about the sequels for hours, and everyone would hate me at the end. Thank you, World Made of Cardboard. Yes, I have seen that. It's stupid. George was okay. I'm gonna stop. Robbie Griffin, no message, but thank you for the super chat, sir. Appreciate you. Bees Battlegrounds. We going to get a LaserPants Vala Mezco Destro unboxing video in the future. I have one. I haven't opened it yet. Bobby,
I haven't got mine yet. I haven't gotten the shipping notification yet, though.
Neither have
I made Ryan wait last time, so I don't know if he wants to wait again for me, but we can talk about it.
I got plenty of stuff to. I could totally wait. I'll be honest. The appeal of this thing is kind of worn off since I pre-ordered it 2.5 years ago.
Yeah, I'm also just kind of like, I'm good.
But maybe, yeah. Bobby, maybe.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Joey, thank you for the super chat, Joey R75. My wife just walked by and said, "Oh my God, there's more of you." Does she mean toy collectors?
Yeah, like, quite a bit of us.
Yeah, there's a lot of toy collectors. Shout out to your wife, Joey. She's probably cool. All right. A world made of cardboard. Once again, sir, thank you for the super chat. Bobby, do you know who designed the 4-inch Miss Marvel years ago? Black outfit with red sash. It's super expensive now.
That's a Vonner. That's a Vonner figure.
Yeah. Those 4-inch figures are going up in price, huh?
Listen, man. It sucked when I left Hasbro. Like I took all my universe figures with me, and I ended up selling all of them. So I was like, screw this, I don't need these. But it's like there are some of them now that are like, I had some rare ones that were expensive, some of the chase ones. It's like, crap, man. I sold them. But then it's just gonna be one more thing that sits in a box because I don't have room to display them all. But
right. That's where I'm at. Thank you, World Made of Cardboard. Master Son 42. Thank you, sir. Just got here. Did you mention if we need to bring action points to Joe Fest, or is it for a later time? Bring them.
Bring them
to Joe Fest.
There'll be an announcement at the end of the month about the action point item and how it ties to Joe Fest. So be patient.
All right. Thank you, Master Son. We'll see you there. John Papa Sergio. What's up, guys? Bobby, Action Force Weapons 10 number 2 with exclusive arms dealer figure included. Make it happen.
Listen, the Crimson Shadow tin was a very successful item. What was cool about it was every weapon.
It was every weapon I'd put out. And I think what I want to do is if I do one of those again, I'll either wait until I've done more weapons, or maybe I'll do a tin where it has some gear, like some vests, some helmets, maybe some hands, that sort of thing. So I think that might be the next iteration of the tin, is doing it that way. Because I know some people are like, oh, what about these kind of gloves or these kind of hands or this or that? And I think maybe it might be good to offer those in something like, a second tin.
Okay, cool. Thank you, John. Earl Potts. Thank you, sir. Recovered and able to catch up with you guys finally. My question is for Bobby. Marvel Universe went deep into X-Men early.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think it's taken Legends so long?
It's a Marvel directive. Listen, I mean, they went. There was years where the Hasbro team could not do X-Men. X-Men was a Toys R Us exclusive.
Yeah,
and then it was like it was very in a light amount that the Marvel team would only let us do X-Men. But then it was like Toys R Us went away and we started doing more X-Men series, and then it just like grew and it caught on all of a sudden. Like they were able to do tons of X-Men series. So it's like, you say it's taken so long. I bet you there are more X-Men Legends figures than there are 4-inch X-Men figures.
at this point, yes.
Oh.
Yeah, they put out a lot.
They're definitely not taking long. They've passed them.
Yeah. Thank you, Earl. Robbie Griffin with the super chat. Once again, thank you, sir. Big fan of the show and Valverse for life. I'd love to hear your take on the Nitro stage crowdfunder tanking last night, and if the corporate toy companies will lose interest in the Kickstarter models. So let me bring that up. It did fail.
Yep.
It was 1,100 backers short, almost 1,100. 39.32 out of 5,000 minimum. What happened?
So here's a problem. You like, and we talked about this. The price was definitely a big factor. However, you needed to make a better offering. So it's like, yes, you had the stage, but you got to remember the stage is nothing without figures. And it's like Nitro. I definitely mentioned this. Nitro, you tapped into, okay, you offered a Hulk Hogan WCW version. Okay, well, he's no different than the WWF version, which has come out 100 times. You had the WCW Rey Mysterio, which not a great version of Rey. You had DDP. Okay, people love DDP. Scott Steiner, And then you had an awesome Warrior, the WCW Warrior. But again, there's better Warriors. They showed during that same week where they unveiled this thing, they showed a bunch of stuff during, I think, WrestleMania or something like that. They showed a Scott Hall during when he came in as an outsider, where he had the denim vest and the jeans on. That was awesome. They showed a Bischoff figure, a WCW Bischoff figure. If you would have released the Nitro ring with outsider Scott Hall, outsider Kevin Nash, like Kevin Nash in like the striped polo shirt with the baseball hat on, those two figures, when they first came in and like that put Nitro on the map, dude, that's how you should have come out. And it's like, give the people like reason. I just don't think the figures were good enough to get people on board with this expensive item. You should have definitely given way better figures, because now you're giving these awesome figures like in the regular series. Well, your ring failed now, so you're screwed. Also, telltale sign. It happened on the Engine of Vengeance. It happened on the Rancor, and it happened on this. Once you start trying to change things midway through because you realized your plan didn't work, your campaign is doomed. It is 100% doomed. Rancor was like, oh, crap, we screwed up a bunch of stuff. What can we change last minute? Did nothing. Same thing with the Engine of Vengeance. Oh, we didn't hit the early bird? Oh, we're just going to give that to you later. We're just going to give it to you later. It's cool, right? Same thing with this. It was like, ooh, Hogan didn't hit. Okay, well, let's scramble. Oh, let's move some figures up. Oh, offer them 2 figures instead of 1 figure, and then put Hogan at the end. It's just like, guys, the figure people wanted most out of this one was the Warrior.
Yeah.
You should have put that figure first. If you're going to go with this shitty lineup of figures, should have put it first. And then let everything else unlock. Because it's like, as of right now, you never hit 11,000 or 9,000, whatever the new one was for Warrior. So it doesn't matter. It's a moot point. You missed your target. You need to come out and you need to do whatever you need to do to hit your target. After that, you figure out unlocks after you hit your goal. Your unlocks don't matter if you don't hit your goal. You got to hit your goal. So it's like, yes, the price was expensive. The thing is huge. It's definitely huge.
Yeah.
You know, I know wrestling figures love setups and things like that. But if you're going to have this price point, man, you have got to have had better figures. The figures broke this item. Like they're the reason this thing failed.
Now, you got the entrance stage here. Have they done a WCW ring before?
I don't know because I'm not that deep into collecting wrestling figures. Like I did their first Kickstarter ring. I got that one, even though that was the wrong ring to have done.
Yeah.
You know, or the entrance. It wasn't a ring. It was an entrance. Oh, actually, no, it was a ring. It was a ring.
It was a ring and the entrance. Yeah.
Ring with an entrance. That's right. Because it wasn't as big as this. However, it should have been the Raw ring. So it was like they did the new generation ring and entrance, which that era sucked. And then it was like, then they made the Raw ring a ringside exclusive figure that came with a Kane figure. And it's like, well, that's the ring people wanted. You should have did the Titantron for Raw. And that, I'm telling you, if they did that, shit would have backed in 24 hours. You know,
and that was the Attitude Era one, right?
That was the Attitude Era.
Yeah, that would have done it. They could have done like some Stone Cold, The Rock.
And it's like, listen, you know, I've talked to the brand manager there. His name's Steve, and it's like I knew Bill, the designer, and it's like those guys are huge wrestling fans. And it's like they've been doing a great job on this line for so many years. It's like, how did you guys miss very obvious things? Like they miss very obvious things. Again, like I said, you offered this with Hall and Nash when they first came in. You make Bischoff an unlock. Shit you would have hit it. You would have hit it. I guarantee you. Granted, you know, you're going to say, oh, you don't know that. Well, it's like, well, it doesn't matter anyway because they failed. So anything would have been better than Pink Rey Mysterio and DDP right out of the gate. So good job. But it's like, guys, you could have done better, man. You definitely could have done better. And I listen, this might have been something had they had better. If Warrior was first, I would have backed this. I have every Warrior figure. So if Warrior was first and this was the only way I was going to get that Warrior, I would have backed this thing at $400 to get that Warrior figure. I wasn't going to, you know, I was going to wait till 9,000 backers. I knew it was never going to hit 9,000 backers. $400, you guys are crazy. However, this will definitely change the landscape of things. You've had more big company Kickstarters or crowdfunding fail than have succeeded. Out of the last 6 or so that have been offered have failed. Or not, I'm not saying that 6 failed. Like this failed, Engine of Vengeance, Rancor, Lightsaber. So it's like, you know, Alex, that's wrong, man. Come on. That's wrong.
Just say yes.
That's wrong. I mean, listen, I loved Chris Benoit. He's one of my favorite wrestlers. That's a touchy subject, man.
He just, real world Chris Benoit. Not a good person.
Not a good person.
All right. Thank you, Alex, for taking it there.
Always. He always got to do it. Always has to do it.
Okay. So
sorry, I spent a lot of time on the ring. We should.
That's okay. I just want to say I think a lot of it. I mean, I don't know if there's still a WCW's been gone for over 20 years, right?
2001 was the invasion angle. So
yeah, 22 years. 20 years. I think the price is too high and the desire just wasn't there. That's what I think. And I don't even know if they ever made a WCW ring. Do you want the entrance if you don't have the ring?
I mean, I think they did. But again, it's like they've come out with so much wrestling stuff over the years. But it was the figures that made or break that one, you know?
All right. Tony Robles, Ryan, what's your hair care routine, beard care routine? Shampoo. Shampoo on my head and my beard. And some beard oil, every 2 3 times a week. Just a little bit. Not too much. Too much, it's just like, ugh. Yeah, a little bit. Weird question. Okay. Billy Maraquin. Ryan, hey, what's up? Not much, man. What's up with you? People are asking me questions now. I feel better about myself. Not Top Goon. Okay, a question for the main man, Ryan. When your channel starts getting super big, any plans for the channel when it gets super big? Well, how about not even when it's super big? How about very soon channel memberships with extra content for members? How about that? Anyone interested in that?
Ooh,
I've been thinking about it. I have been thinking about it. So let me know. Thank you, Not Top Goon. A World Made of Cardboard. Miss Marvel came down in price. She was $50+. Wow.
Okay. I mean, that line's always some things are going to hold price, but I remember the Nick Fury was expensive for many years, and now it's like you can get them Nick Fury for nothing. So it's like all that stuff will come down. I mean, she might hold a little bit, but I think because that's a line that, like, you know, only niche collectors collect still, and it's like, you know,
that would have to be the Carol Danvers Miss Marvel, right? Because the other Get Big Hands Miss Marvel wasn't around back then. I don't.
Yeah,
think.
no. Yeah, Carol Danvers. Yeah.
Okay. Ethan Dino 52. Thank you. Question for both: if there was a franchise, either movie or show, you'd like to see get a figure line, what would it be? For me, that's easy, and no, Bobby's not doing it. It would be the A-Team. I'd want the classic 80s A-Team, and I'd want the 2000s era movie A-Team as well, because I watched that movie a couple weeks ago, and I like it. I like that A-Team movie. So, yeah, that's what I want.
Bradley Cooper and
Yes.
Liam Neeson. I love that movie. I think it's
good.
Great. Such a good movie.
Yeah, I like
Such
it
a
a
good
lot. Liam Neeson's always great.
Yeah.
Bradley Cooper's always great.
Yep.
Great movie. I would want A-Team, both of the vintage and modern team, and the van. That'd be cool.
Yep.
How about you?
I don't know. I mean, that would take me a while. I'm gonna think on that throughout the show, and then maybe I'll come back with something. But I don't have something off the top of my head yet.
All right. Articulated Ninja with a super chat. Thank you, Ninja.
Yeah, Ninja.
He says, "One, I love you guys. Love you too, man.
Right back at you, bud.
Did you guys expect this podcast to be as popular as it is? Not at all. Tony did. Tony thought it would. He thought it was going to blow up. And
I mean, it's not really popular. It's just the algorithm, right?
I don't know. Need to get up my beakers and my
just
Bunsen burner.
Just testing the algorithm. That's the only way we're going to get popular, right?
But no, I didn't at all. But Tony did, even before we started doing the show. He said he thought it was going to be big.
Well, I mean, the show was kind of Tony's idea.
It was
for us to do it. Like when me and you left that other show, it was like, I didn't have any plans to do another show, but then Tony was like, dude, the three of us should do a show. And I was like, I'm in for that at 100%.
Yeah. Is everyone ready for ValaCon? Yeah, I'm ready.
I'm getting there.
Yeah. I don't have much to do. I got
a lot of work ahead.
Yeah. I pack a suitcase and show up, so I'm ready. Are you ready, Ninja? Thank you, sir.
Better be ready. The new shirts came in. They look great.
Yeah, I saw them. They look good. Okay. Jeff Morris, thank you, sir. Are you going to be able to stream your panel at ValaCon?
We'll see. I think we did last year. Tony's my AV guy, so he'll figure all that stuff out.
Did we stream it or record it? I don't remember.
I thought we streamed it.
I know we streamed it 2021, and I don't think it streamed very well.
Oh, okay. I mean, listen, even if we were actually, you're right. We did record it, but Tony got it up on the channel within less than 24 hours. So
yeah, he was quick. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be quick to get it up.
All right. Thank you, Jeff Morris. Tony Robles. What's the likelihood of you getting a vintage Robo Skull if you don't already have one? For me, 0, because I don't really want one.
I mean, I would get one for the right price. It would have to be complete. I definitely would like one for my collection. But it's not super high on my list, but I do tend to keep my eye out for one.
All right. Thank you, Tony. See you at Joe Fest.
Yep.
Juan Toys and Bricks. Question, Bobby, are you going to release the fourth wave and reissues figures at the same time on Big Bad Toy Store or other online stores?
So I'm doing it a little different this time. You know, I'm testing things to see what works, what doesn't work. In the past, I've always done pre-orders. I think for the one special deployment series with the tin, I think I just put stuff up for sale and it went really well. Rather than saying, here's a pre-order, getting the pre-orders in, filling those orders, put the stuff back on the site. So for the SDS3, that stuff is, when it goes up on the site, it's going to go up on the site and it's available. Like when we get it in, that's it. But I've also, all my retail partners for that series, I told them, I said, guys, we're doing something different. You guys can't do pre-orders. So when they get it, it'll go up. And I'm sure it'll go, they're still stuff. Big Bad's going to get their stuff a little later than I get my stuff, as they always do. But they'll probably put their stuff up for like a minor pre-order, you know, when my stuff goes up for sale. So it's like my stuff going up for sale is like the embargo. But I'm going to be the first one that has everything. So I always recommend ordering from Valaverse. Even though Big Bad's a great partner, you should always order from Valaverse.
I've ordered from both, so you can do that. All right. Robert Diaz, thank you for that super chat, sir. Why can't Hasbro match Mattel with affordable vehicles? Mattel has sold successfully an ambulance, quad, motorcycle tow truck, and a monster truck. What do you think Hasbro is lacking compared to Mattel? I'll go first with someone that doesn't work in the toy industry. The licensing fee that Hasbro pays to Marvel and Star Wars. That's a big one. But Mattel makes good vehicles at the $40, $50 price point. So, Bobby, go ahead.
I mean, it's greed. It's 100% greed. Listen, guys, the Marvel team themselves know that the higher ups put a bad price on them for the Engine of Vengeance. They know it. And they had to toe the company line, man. The team got screwed because of higher ups giving them a bad price point. They didn't need to put it at that price point. I know for a fact they didn't need to put it at that price point. And guys, at ValaCon, when we talk about the Vanguard, Alex, you'll know why. You don't have to do that. You know, same thing with that giant Thunder tank. You don't. I say giant. It's giant when you do force perspective on it, when you push it up at the camera like this. That stuff doesn't need to be that. Like it's not. It's greed. Greed is a huge factor in that, and you can make a ton of money on things without being greedy. So,
but Gordon Gekko told me greed is good.
Greed's good for, I guess, when greed doesn't hurt your product.
Right. Thank you, Robert. Appreciate that super chat. We got one from let's see here. Oh, Matt Logic 44. Ryan, can you tell us more about Frank & Sons? See anything interesting? Saw a lot of stuff, man. I mean, there's so much there. There's so many vendors. Every time I go, I'm kind of overwhelmed. Now, this time I have my wife and kid with me. They've been with me a few times in the past, but this time they were really cool. And they were like, just go, do your thing. And I went to every booth in that place. It actually didn't take me that long. I think we were there like 2 hours. I just saw a lot of stuff, man. I don't remember if I saw anything I really, really wanted. And a lot of the prices are just unreal. There was this one booth that was like all NECA, and it was all at retail, like even old stuff. And I don't collect a lot of NECA, so I passed on it. But yeah. Anyway, that's about all I have to say about that. Okay. Okay. Question for Bobby: if you were still at Hasbro, how would you have handled the HasLab Spider Slayer?
What, like a hypothetical HasLab Spider Slayer, like the one that the girl rode in? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not too familiar with that character. but I could tell you I wouldn't let someone else dictate price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would, I mean, Spider Slayer, it wouldn't have to be a HasLab, but you could put that at retail. It's not that big.
Yeah. I mean, look, they did that giant, the OD green Iron Man, and it's like a figure fit inside of that. So it's like you could have done the Spider Slayer like that, right? Because the little girl fit inside of it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Billy Marquin, any hopes of having a Valicon in Los Angeles, California before it falls into the ocean?
hell no. I hate California. I hate LA even more than California. I know.
If you were gonna go there,
California, huh?
If you were gonna go there, you might as well just do like San Diego Comic-Con or something.
Here's the problem. It's like you know, I have my truck and the trailer, and it's like, you know, I drive everything to these shows. It's like PowerCon's in Ohio. It's only 12 or 13 hours for me. You know, Joe Fest is 19 hours. It's close stuff, dude. I'm not driving to California. And it's like, I'm not paying to ship that stuff to California. I don't want to go to California. No thanks. I'm sorry, man. No way. I'm good. Yeah.
All right. Question for Ryan. Why are you so cool? My upbringing. Thank you.
100%. Good genes.
Yep. Zoe Vargo. You got to chill, Bobby. We are trying to buy a house. We are going to move in with you if you keep it up at this rate. This is Michael's wife.
Yeah. You guys can move in. You guys have to just watch my kids all the time. So me and my wife can have constant date nights. Like, sure, come on and live in. But listen, I can't control Michael. I mean, that's your job, right?
He is a collector.
He is. He's a great
awesome
action force collector.
Yep.
Look forward to see you guys there.
Okay. Stephen M says, are there any other action figure lines based on video game franchises that you collect other than Street Fighter? I have a lot of the Storm Collectibles Mortal Kombat. I have a lot of the Jack specific Mario stuff. And
I have a lot of the Jack's Sonic stuff. I love that Sonic line.
I have all of the SH Figure Arts Street Fighter stuff except for like one. So yeah. Okay. Let me move on. Let's get to a super chat here. Here we go. Not Top Goon. Thank you, sir. Bobby, got a question for you. When you start rolling out the new figure molds, would do trooper sets with them? I can't get enough of your trooper sets. Will you do trooper sets with them?
Yeah, I mean, listen, we're always going to do, you know, the basic troopers and the gear packs along with everything. It's kind of a staple of Action Force. So yeah, there's going to be way more.
Would you ever do the question for me? And don't answer it if you don't want to. Would you ever like take the bigger bucks that you're working on and make troopers out of them? Army building troopers? Okay. Enough said. Mike Espinoza, the Meme Master Mike. Bobby, any plans to come back home to Jersey to attend any toy shows?
I'm trying to think like what big toy shows there are in Jersey. I went to one year and it was very successful, but you know, the people that run that show don't like me anymore. Idiots. You can have a popular company at your show, a company that actually puts out product and that people love. But hey, that's all right. If they asked me, I wouldn't go. Nothing against Jersey. It's more against them. But yeah, I don't think Jersey really has like big shows. I mean, listen, I got to drive to Jersey enough to visit my family. I don't need to, you know, I don't need other reasons to come to Jersey.
All right. Wesley Hendricks, can we get stamp packs all in one color?
Why would you want that? We'll see. Maybe in the next 10 set. Maybe.
All right. World Meta Cardboard, thank you, sir. Are the Vanguard weapons compatible with the Bratz car? Asking for Ryan.
Yeah, obviously. Like,
sure.
Why would they not be?
I'll make them compatible.
You know, we're taking on the boulevard here.
Yeah. Bobby, any thoughts on Travis Haley as an Action Force figure?
Who is that? I don't know who that is.
No
is it a real world like military operative kind of thing?
It might be because this guy Ruffo has a.
Yeah, if it is, I mean, that kind of stuff. Like you guys know about like what didn't really work with. Like it worked with Tim, but didn't really work with Tim. And it's like Tim's like one of the most well-known like real world operatives. So, you know, it would have to be someone like Tony where he transcended like military and pop culture. So, a lot of these, these guys don't do that. So they're just operatives, podcasts, and things like that.
Jeremy J, thank you for the super chat. 89 Batman suit was made from Ace Chemicals. Thank you, sir. Tony Horton, hey Bobby, if not Action Force, what other toy line would you have gone with to pimp on the corners?
I mean, I don't know. It's like I didn't think of other, like, when I was thinking about it, I knew I wanted to go 6-inch military. It wasn't like I was like, oh, 6-inch military, medieval, fantasy, this, that. It was always 6-inch military. So I don't think I would have been pimping anything else but camo on the corner, baby.
All right. Jeremy Kimberlin. Bobby, we know you're a Stone Cold fan. Who else are you a fan of? Do you follow the current product?
I do not follow the current product. The current product sucks. It's all shaky cam and leg slapping. People reversing out of finishers and shit like that. It's so... Listen, if you grew up watching 80s, then the new generation, then the Attitude Era, and you are okay with, like, the current product, I don't think we would be friends. New product sucks so bad. Like, I tried. Alex tries to get me to watch it. I'm good. Like, I won't even watch, like, AEW because they still do shaky cam and leg slapping and shit like that. It's all the same stuff. It's all, reverse finishes, multiple, kickouts of finishes. Like, that's not what it was. The psychology of matches are gone. So, no, I don't watch it. I was always, as a kid, it was Warrior. He was my number one. And then Attitude Era it was always Stone Cold. I have a lot of respect for, like, HBK. I loved what he did. Brett, as much of a whiny baby as he is, he's still amazing. I have a really special spot for, like, Perfect and Razor. I think they were fantastic during the 80s and 90s. And I felt like those guys should have been champs or at least got big pushes. But yeah, those are my favorites.
All right. 13th Prince. You ever going to do weapons racks?
People keep asking me about that. Guys, there's other companies that do weapons racks. Let me just focus on some other stuff. I don't need to do weapons racks.
Follow Super Action Stuff on Instagram. He's doing weapons racks.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah.
Let someone else do them. As long as they make them to fit my weapons.
Yeah. He's the guy that did the coffin of cruelty.
Yeah, I got one of those.
Has all the blood and so yeah, this guy's doing weapons racks, and so I'll be getting some of those.
Nice.
Sorority Games Go. Hey Bobby, any canines or rock wilders in the works? I think you meant
Rottweilers.
Rottweilers in the works to go with the teams.
If I did, I would do pit bulls since I have pit bulls. But no plans. I mean, it's tough when you start doing animals. They kind of have like a one-off, reason for being. But I want to focus on some of the characters. I'm not saying I won't ever do animals, but not right now.
Hey, will you ever do like 1/12 scale kittens?
Yes. Yeah. If I were gonna do them, I would do kittens. Maybe a ferret, guinea pig.
Cool. Guinea pigs.
Guinea pigs. Yeah.
All right.
I love guinea pigs.
I'm in.
Yep. Yeah.
You like hamsters?
I don't. As a kid, I always wanted. I never got one. But I like if I can get one like rodent thing, I would get it. I love guinea pigs, man. I go to Petco, I see the guinea pigs. I'm like, man, I want to buy one and keep it at the office. I think they're so cool.
Yeah.
They're like,
you don't have to have them in an enclosed cage. You can just have them like in a tray. They'll stay in it.
Yeah. They're like these scared little weird hippie animals. They're cool, man. Ferrets are awesome. I got my bearded dragon out there, but I would love to have tons of. He's awesome, dude. Yeah. He's awesome. He's huge now. My daughter, she loves to come and put him on her shirt. And then she freaks out. But yeah, he's cool, man. He's cool. He's getting big.
Cool.
We don't really have like much conversation, but he's cool.
Garrison Calvary.
Huh?
No, go ahead.
I said I'd love to have tons of animals here at the office. I think it would be cool.
Garrison Calvary says, stupid question. The new Crimson Bat figure has a different neck setup and different boot pegs. Why would they make a change like that to an already produced buck?
I would have to see it. Now that you mentioned, I'll check it out because I have the bat and I have the Python bat. But now that you said the Crimson Bat, I don't know. It could have been something where they were. I know some of those Python figures were having some breakage issues. I think my Python bat. Oh, but that was the hip, so I don't know why they would change But I would have to see it. I'd have to see it.
Didn't they recently switch factories? Of course, they can send the molds from factory to factory, right?
They can.
Yeah.
But it's not uncommon that multiple factories do the same line. I mean, I have 2 factories doing Action Force, so
Gotcha.
you know.
Nix wants to know what we think of call sign longbow O-ring figures. I don't think much of them because I don't collect them.
I think they're awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Troy McKee, who does all my packaging, he works on that line. He's part of that team. I think they're doing an awesome job with that. I think it's great what they did. It's a cool story, cool characters. You know, I'm happy for them.
I pretty much just collect 6-inch stuff, so that's not in my wheelhouse. Thank you, Nicholas. Impossible Pie, question for both of you. Do you have a favorite G.I. Joe character and why? Mine is probably, I go by like toy that I had as a kid because I'm not super familiar with the stories. I didn't really watch the cartoon or read the comics. So mine would be either the Cobra Viper or Outback.
Steel Brigade, baby.
By the way, when I was a kid, Outback was my Chuck Norris. Like that was Chuck Norris when I played. So, and you said Steel Brigade.
Steel Brigade. Yeah.
All right. God, Alex Sanchez, Bobby, if Ronda Rousey had a P tape leaked on the internet, would you watch it?
Nope.
Like a tape of her peeing? Why would that exist? I know what you mean, Alex. You're disgusting.
No, I'm good, man. She's gross. The only thing of her I have is a picture in my hallway out there of her head getting kicked by Holly Holm.
Oh, that was I watched that fight, actually. I watched some UFC back in those days.
On Instagram, every time it comes up, I watch that clip. I will never scroll past that clip. Every single time. It's the greatest thing ever. She deserved everything she got. She was such a little poor sport, whiny crybaby, and then went on Ellen and cried, and didn't like man up and take the L and be like, all right, cool, let's go on to the next one. Didn't shake hands with anybody. She was a loser. And then she's a loser who couldn't hack it in UFC anymore and then went to WWE. And people still hate her there too. She sucks. She's a shit human being and she's ugly. And no, I would never watch that video.
And she's ugly.
And she's ugly. She's 100% ugly. I know people love her. It's like, listen, I could point out so many things about her that's terrible.
No, she is actually a fan of this show. So when she sees this,
good, she should be.
And she wants to fight you, who would win that fight?
I bet I can draw quicker than her.
All right, Alex, get your mind out of the gutter. I love you, Alex. Okay. Noah's Game Over TV. Thank you for the super chat, sir. Hey, Mr. Bobby and Ryan, we are officially going to be at Joe Fest.
Yes.
/ValaCon. Can't wait to see all the new stuff. When will there be kids' shirts to buy?
I know, man. I know. It's on my list. I got to get to it. I just have a lot of other things I got to get to. My son wants shirts. I know. One day. I can't promise when. I don't know, but one day.
Thank you, Noah. TJ, all the way from India. What's up, TJ? Hey, folks. Hope all is good on that side of the planet. Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
For now. Thank you, TJ. Articulated Ninja, once again. Thank you, sir. Ryan, did you go to podcast host school for typos? No. I just I speak typo because I make so many of them myself. And then Chad reminds me that, yes, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific tomorrow on his channel. Me and Jeremy will be over there for his Road to Joe Fest series. My first time on his channel. Looking forward to it. This is in reference to the question asked of me about Seattle. Action Figure Atorium says, come on down to Portland sometime. I kind of swore off Portland too. Yeah, I haven't been to Portland in a few years. Fortress Madamus, hey Ryan, have you been able to get your kid into collecting? What's his favorite line to collect? Yeah, he is a bit of a collector, man. He just bought his first statue. He bought this one piece Luffy something, I don't know, Luffy, whatever it is, some anime thing.
Yeah, that's the one you said he got at the show, right?
Yeah, that's what he got. But he also collects Lego, and he displays them on his shelves, and he collects. He hasn't collected anything from Ben 10, but there hasn't been anything new in a few years.
Wow, Ben 10.
Yeah, he likes Ben 10. He's got some Hero Mashers. Bobby, you'll be happy to know.
Nice. Nice.
He was really into that.
I would love to know which ones he's got so I could tell him if I worked on any of them.
Bunch of the Marvel and Star Wars ones. Yeah. So yes, he's a bit into collecting, but he gravitates towards video games. Obviously, that's his generation. He collects. He just got a 3DS, even though it's they don't make new games for it, but he wanted one. But yeah, he's a collector. Largo's Lair. What's up, Jim? Thank you for the super chat. Great show, fellas. Looking forward to ValaCon/Joe Fest. Definitely anticipating the Action Points secret promotional figure. Me too. It's going to be very
good one.
Yes, sir.
You guys want to see it?
Nah.
No.
Save it. Medieval Alchemist. Thank you for the super chat. No question. Just wanted to send some appreciation to the best podcast on YouTube. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I wish everyone agreed with you, but there's many that do not like us because we're so negative.
Because we're so negative.
Stacy Allen, thank you for the super chat. My husband and son are obsessed with everything Valaverse. Y'all are taking over my living room. Thank you. Seriously, it's a joy. Awesome.
Mission accomplished.
I love that, man. I love when a family can come together.
I know.
Cool.
That's
toys.
awesome.
Thank you, Stacy. We got one. Oh, another one from Medieval Alchemist. Any plans for a laserpants.com/podcast specialist figure in Action Force? No, there's not. My licensing fee is too high. Bobby cannot afford it.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah. I'd probably have to crowdfund his figure, probably charge like $180 for it. It would be bad.
It'd be a lot. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Little Plastic Man, thank you for the super chat. I'll watch later. Have a great show. Thank you, sir. When you're watching this later, I hope you enjoyed it. DS, thank you. Vala, are you planning to a fig to your vehicle once released? Adding a figure.
You gotta come on, man. We're in 2023 here with the R's and the U's. Come on, just write it out, man. It takes less than a second. Come on, we're not 16. If your question is, am I going to put a figure with a vehicle? That has not been finalized yet.
Okay. Big time nerd. Thank you for the super chat. Bobby, how would you have done a Spider Slayer HasLab? We kind of answered that.
Yep.
No. That was a regular chat.
Oh, gotcha.
This is a super chat. Yeah. But we've answered that. Thank you, Big Time Nerd, for the super. Dad's Game Over TV. Bobby, Noah said get the UFC rights.
Listen, man, I worked on that line at Jazzwares. Didn't work out for them. It's not not everything translates to the toy, man, or collectors. They just didn't get into the line, and that's why they're not doing any more UFC figures, you know?
I have every figure from that line. I bought them all. I did, yeah.
They're great. But it's like, listen.
They're good figures.
They're great figures. I wanted the line to do well, and I just think that wrestling fans are not necessarily MMA fans. It's a totally different fan. So just because you think combat sports a combat sport, it's not. It's entertainment and then the combat sports. So there's no storylines like WWE. People watch it. It's more of like a show and soap opera than it is, a sport. So, it's not going to resonate. And I think they saw that. And it's like, yeah, Jax did it. Jax did a successful line for a few years, but it was a little different then. Now it's, I don't know. It didn't resonate. So there's no way I would ever touch that license.
I don't think sports lines do well. Look at Starting Lineup.
Nope.
I mean, McFarlane did sports for a while, but
he did it the right way. He like did them as statues. I don't think sports fans I don't think they care about an articulated figure. They're like, oh, cool. This is, David Ortiz. All right, cool. I'm going to put him on my desk at work because I'm a Boston Red Sox fan. And that's all they want. It's different.
Right. And the original Starting Lineup was statues.
Yep.
The modern $50, $20 figures. Yeah, that failed. Thank you. Let's see here. We got one from Plastic Boy Wonder for $1. Thank you, sir. No message. Appreciate you.
Thanks.
But he did send a question. Any chance on ValaCon exclusives for Canadians?
I don't know. I know you guys. It's hard for you guys to come down. It's like we try to put it on stuff on the site that also is exclusives, but I don't know, man. Maybe one day, maybe if Canada has a big enough show or something like that, maybe we can do something. We'll see. I'm not going to forget about you guys.
All right. Master Son 42. Thank you. I'm cutting action points while watching this. Hope you don't mind blood on a few of them. Bobby, do you need help at Joe Fest? I can stand and look sexy at the table.
Wow. I might take you up on that one.
I did say you need some booth babes.
I do need some booth babes.
I meant female, but Master Son 42 is an attractive, handsome man. So maybe that will work. I don't know.
I'll take applications for booth babes. So Master Son, don't apply.
Okay. The Death Skull. Super chat for $6.66. He says, who is more likely to be put into Action Force? Schwarzenegger, Stallone, Van Damme, or Seagull?
Oh, none of them?
It should be Seagull for the memes.
None of them?
Okay.
No, I'm good.
Too expensive and too stupid for those guys.
Just bad. Yeah.
I mean, Schwarzenegger, Stallone, Van Damme, probably way too expensive.
Yep.
Seagull? Stupid.
Seagal would probably charge more than the rest of them.
True. Very true. Darkest Cloister. Wait, you're from Jersey and throwing shade at Cali? Tell me about why Jersey smells like it does.
Listen, man. Alex says Jersey stinks. Alex, you live in New York City. New York City stinks.
New York City smells like piss and vomit.
Yeah. Jersey, like only a few parts of Jersey stink. Like there's a lot of Jersey that's just all like farmland and stuff. Like, you know, Jersey gets a bad rap for like Newark and the Jersey Shore based on two stupid shows. So it's like, you know, I get it, but that's not what Jersey is. You know, but it's fine. You know, California sucks.
Hey, Seattle sucks and I live here. So there you go. Nostalgia Not. Bobby, when you were on Infinity Equation, you had mentioned Hasbro was interested in more Mask. Can you elaborate on their interest? They seem to buy properties just to have the IP, then do nothing with them. They didn't buy Mask. They've always had Mask.
Yeah, they've always owned Mask. Well, they got it with Kenner, the Kenner purchase. But I mean, it's just something that they wanted to focus on rather than G.I. Joe for like a movie. You know, they looked at it as, you know, back when I was there, remember they did that set that had, you know, Matt Tracker in it. It was the Hasbro, what do they call it? Like the Hasbro universe or something like that? It was
the IDW something.
Yeah, they were trying to...
It was based around the IDW comic. It had Rom the Space Knight. I had the set. I never opened it. I sold it. It had Jetfire.
They were trying to push all these in-house brands in one universe. And it just, either they did a bad job of it or it didn't catch on or something like that. But Mask was kind of a priority during that phase, and it, you know, just didn't do anything.
Yeah. I just got a text from Todd Rectangular. He says, Guardians 3 was good, not great. Well, after Ant-Man 3, I probably will wait for streaming.
I'm done with Marvel, man.
Yeah. And I mean, I love the Guardians. I like Chris Pratt and, you know, Bradley Cooper's Rocket, and I like all that. I don't know. I'm really jaded towards the MCU right now.
See, I'm just very anti-Gunn at this moment, just because.
Oh, James Gunn.
Yeah. I do not want him in DC at all. I hope he fails at running that, and I hope it's going to suck because DC has had such a bad run of like turnover with people running it and universes and things like that. But I hope he fails miserably so that we can get someone else in there besides him. You guys know I'm a Snyder guy. I'm loyal. I don't want to see this stupid Superman legacy that he's doing with some dumb new young kid or something like that. It's like there's only one guy that will ever play Superman, and that's Henry Cavill. So
come on, Christopher Reeve. You got to stop shitting on him.
Go watch those movies, man. Go watch those movies.
I watched the first two. I still
like them.
They're
classics and nostalgic, but
when that theme song starts and the the credits are, and it's like, da, 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 da. And I put on a towel around my neck, tie it up.
I'm good, man.
Okay.
I'm good.
All right. V-Dub. V-Dub, Matt, thank you for the super chat. Are either of you familiar with Glyos action figures? I am not.
Are those I think those are like the Roman gladiator. So I think, that's what those are? Just, if they are, I think they're cool. I don't have any of them, but they look cool.
Is that the line that Ninja gets his thickies from?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then they're cool. I don't have any, but they're cool. Stormfire Blizzard. Thank you. More Uber troopers? More urban troopers. Female urban troopers, please.
We'll see. We'll see.
All right. Thank you, Stormfire. Oh, yeah. A lot of these questions about Action Force, you're probably not ready to announce yet.
Probably.
At all. Yeah. But thank you for the super chat. Jeremy J, thank you for the super chat. My question is for Bobby. What is the plan for Action Force leaving Earth since Space Force is a thing now?
I can't reveal those secrets, man. That's even like post like Joe Fest, man. Like those are like super top secret.
Joe Fest 2034 right there.
At that point, the show will be renamed Valacon.
Yeah. Thank you, Jeremy. Renato Toynado, the man that sent me Fee Long. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the super chat. As always, much love, Hermanos. Best podcast. Love the honest discussions. We need more of this. I agree. Thank you, sir. I'm humbled. I appreciate you, and I love you, Renato.
Hey, Renato, if you happen to have an extra Fei Long, this guy right here needs one.
I want another one, though, so send it to me. I'm kidding. No. V. Conley, thank you, sir, for the super chat. Can't wait for Valacon. Can't wait to see the panel reveals. Bobby, how much space is there for the panel room for presentations? Going to get there early. There's probably 60 seats. I don't know.
I think there's more than that.
Is there?
All I know is out of all the panels at that whole show, we're the only one that fills that room. So
it's true.
We are the premier guest for a reason.
And we're loud.
We're loud because I love my fans. They are the best fans.
They are.
They're better than any other fans for any other line.
Agreed. Medieval Alchemist, thank you for the super chat. Any thoughts on Gina Carano in Action Force?
I mean, I never signed an NDA with her, so I guess I can talk about this now. Yeah, we tried to get her in line. I had a Zoom call with her. Like, I talked to her. We were trying. She was interested in the movie, and we created a role for her for the movie, and then I wanted to get her in the line before the movie, and she was all psyched for it. And I created her figure and backstory and all that. And we sent her the contract, and she became really difficult. And, she does what she wants to do. She chooses a project she wants to choose, and she had second thoughts. And, she looked at it as like, even though I'd explained it very well why we were putting her in the line before the movie. But she was just like, no, I want to wait till the movie. But then we decided, well, no, we're not going to put you in the movie. So that was the Gina Carano story. I think Gina's great. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. But, there was a lot of comments for me to get her in the line. I was like, oh, man, we're actually talking with her. And it just didn't work out.
That was like when you told me that she, it didn't work out.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, man.
I was bummed, man.
I was so bummed. But yeah, awesome. That would have been cool.
I mean, you guys should hammer her social media and be like, you should be an Action
nicely.
Do it nicely. But tell her she'd be great for Action Force. Maybe we can talk to her again.
She is a sweetheart, like in real life.
She's a super nice person. It was great talking with her. Very down to earth. I felt like I wasn't talking with a celebrity. She's very cool, shooting the shit. She curses. She talks like a sailor like me. It was great. She's very real. Yeah, she was good.
Have you seen her Western movie that she did?
I did. It was pretty good.
I gotta check that out.
Because one of my favorite UFC fighters is also in it. It was good. I'm not the biggest Western fan, but it was a good movie.
I went to see it one time, but the app it's on, they wanted like $100 for the year, and I was like, I don't know.
No, I watched it a different way.
All right. Thank you, Medieval Alchemist. Wow, you just put that out there, Bobby. Wow.
I mean, listen, we didn't sign an NDA. Never it's
Yeah.
We talked to her. It didn't work out. It is what it is. I mean, it sucks. Yep. Would have loved to have had her in the line. Yep.
All right, Garrison Calvary, thank you. How about a custom figure contest at Valicon?
Listen, man, I'm too busy to think of all this stuff. I'm trying to get ready for the show. I don't know. It'd be fun, but it's just not on my radar right now, man. You guys are killing me. I'm busy trying to get some things done for you guys.
Yeah, but your plate is already full. That would be something cool for another vendor to do there. That would be a cool contest. But yeah, there's a lot going on. And our last super chat, John Papa Sergio, thank you again, sir. I know for a long time 6-inch figure collectors wanted basic civilian figures. Any plans to have Action Force characters in their normal civilian gear?
Maybe. I mean, we'd have to go like really deep for that stuff. I want to create more compelling characters. If we start like maybe as like one-offs, maybe as exclusives, I don't know. It's not something I really want to focus on. Yeah, some people want that, but I think the majority of collectors want the geared out guys, stuff like that fits with the line.
All right. Thank you, John. And we just got another one from World Made of Cardboard. Once again, thank you, sir. My wife and I have early admission VIP tickets for Valicon/Joe Fest. Can we get into the panels with them?
The panels just generally, like, it's not something that happens like for early birds or anything like that. It's usually Saturday afternoon. I think I usually go on at like 3 o'clock, 2 or 3 o'clock. It's after lunchtime. But yeah, it's just for everyone. You don't need a ticket or anything like that. You just show up to the panel room.
Yep, just be in the panel room. If you want, show up 15 minutes, 30 minutes early. There'll still be like another panel going on at that point, but you can stand in the back and then wait for them to clear out and then run up front when everyone leaves. Get a good seat. But yeah, there's only one panel room. He's doing it the same way this year, right? Just the upstairs.
I think so. I haven't heard. He hasn't given me times, but I'm pretty sure it's the same.
Okay. All righty. Thank you guys for all the super chats. Appreciate you. Now, to return to this one, have you thought about it for Ethan Dino? What franchise or movie would you like to see a action figure line for?
I mean, Conan the Destroyer, obviously, but I mean, other than that, I'm trying to think. Like, I mean, a franchise like I think. Well, I mean, it's a very open-ended question. It's like, well, I think I'd love to see modern day Exo Squad, something like that. But like movie-wise, I mean, listen, Kingdom of Heaven, I think is a great movie. I would love to see figures, but it's like they wouldn't sell. It's such a one-off kind of thing. Yeah, I mean, a lot of movies I like, they have figures for. But I'm trying to think, it's hard to think of like a movie that doesn't have a figure line now because everyone's doing.
There's figure lines for everything, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
how about Dick Tracy?
I mean, modern. Modern. Listen, absolutely modern day Dick Tracy. Modern day Shadow. I mean, Mezco's doing Shadow, and I pre-ordered that figure. But yeah, modern day Dick Tracy. Like, if you could do modern day Dick Tracy figures based on the movie, yes. I was never a fan of like the pulp series, the big square chin, like the black and white stuff. I never dug it. To me, Dick Tracy was the Disney movie, and that's what I would want. I think those characters look so good. If you just did them as they looked in the movie, I think it would be, awesome. I don't think it would sell, but it would be awesome.
Starship Troopers would be cool. Great one, Jay says.
Yeah, I think people have mentioned that to me before. Like when I talked about, a future IP, people have said Starship Troopers. It's an okay movie.
Home Alone does have a line. And
It does. NECA did some figures. Yeah.
And Jeremy also sent a super chat. Just keeping the stream going. Ryan sucks though. Okay.
I want to go home.
All right, last one. Don't send any more super chats. We're going to end the stream. Big congrats to you guys for making it 40 episodes and doing so well. Big congrats to Lyle Convoy, who's currently got more than 700 watching him.
Whoa.
A milestone,
awesome.
I believe.
That's awesome.
Mods, put a link into Lyle's stream in the chat, and everyone go over there and watch him. Let's get it up to 800. Thank you, Bushman. And we got 2 more super chats. Drew G, thank you, sir. Bobby, what would you do with Lord of the Rings?
Oh my God, what I would do. Like, here's the thing. The Toy Biz line was so great. I'm going to say this one really quick. Toy Biz was great. They went super deep. I would want that modern. Listen, Diamond got it, and I was so excited for it. I got the figures that kind of sucked. So it's like you had that one chance to make modern day Lord of the Ring figures. You fucked it up. And now it's like, I don't think anyone's ever going to do modern Lord of the Ring figures again. It's also like almost a 20-year property. So it's like, but listen, I would probably go really deep just like Toy Biz did. Problem is that's a lot of tooling because all those guys are different.
All right. Timothy Ward, thank you for putting that in the chat. That's the link to Lyle's stream. So click on that when this ends and go check out Lyle Convoy's stream. And then we got a super chat from Nostalgia Nut. Ryan, when is Matt Hatter coming on the show? If he wants to, after Joe Fest. So June or July, sometime, after Joe Fest, if he wants to. I haven't talked to him yet, but I'd love to have him on because he's hilarious. Thank you, Nostalgia Nut. And thank you, the Death Skull, for $2. Appreciate you, man. All right, guys. That's it. That's the end of the show. Go check out Lyle Convoy. Link is in the live chat there. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Next week? I forget. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
All right. Later, everyone.
See you guys.